Marwa uses, abuses, and refuses. Marwa is going to make Daniel his new manager. Right now, Daniel is his rider. So he wants to give Daniel managerial position. Daniel, how can you be a manager for International Villa and yet you cannot speak good English? One thing about Marwa, he has a big multi-million dollar asset in terms of the villa, horses, and lands. Now, why not hire a professional manager? Is it because Marwa does not want to pay a professional? He wants to get his rider without managerial skills or anything closer to that. Finally, he will come on camera and say this: Daniel has done this and that, and fire him. The pattern tells us a lot. Look at the pattern, the way it has been happening. Marwa has never hired professionals, and if he hires professionals, they just go like that. Look at that guy called Matata. He was a professional driver, but Marwa couldn't use professional. He would rather use the likes of Gitiriba that he can control. How many people has Marwa fired? Marwa wants to manipulate Daniel. Marwa uses, abuses, and refuses. Today's discussion, I'm going to dive deep into it. I'm going to play different receipts to actually bring what I'm talking about.
Look at that. So I want to show you something here, right behind here. And also, guys, did I mention we have a new manager? So we have a new manager, and Daniel will be our new manager. We need to cover up this. I have some. Guys, look at that. So, and his name is Daniel. Yes, Daniel, the guy who takes me around. He's the new manager. But already we are having conflicts because the boys, some of the boys don't want to respect him because they know him, you know. Sometimes people don't really want to respect you because they know you. Oh, this Daniel. But the truth is Daniel is the new manager. And if they can't obey what he says, they'll just have to go until we get someone who will obey the manager. And Daniel has the power to hire and fire because he knows what people should do. And also for me, when I start traveling, is I'll leave the home. I'll leave the home to Daniel. I've stayed with Daniel close to a year now, maybe 8 months. Gitiriba would have been my manager, but Gitiriba, you know, when he moved from my home, he's a very busy man. So I don't want him to come and run my home with all the construction going on. And his name is...
Good people, amazing individuals, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this amazing YouTube channel that goes by the name Maxwell Lumumba Africa. Maxwell Lumumba is my good name. Born and raised in a village setup with no jobs. At the end of the day, I do content creation to earn a living. That being that, today's video, I'm going to speak about Marwa's pattern exposed. Use, abuse, replace. The truth about Daniel and control. That being that, for those who are coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, I do reaction videos, especially to the videos that have been posted in public domain. So for those who have not subscribed to this amazing YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, and share this video to other individuals. Remember to turn on the notification bell so that any day, anytime I post any video, you people get notified. Watch my videos till the end without skipping any ads. Let us show love to this YouTube channel. Let us give this video a like. And basically, I have another YouTube channel that goes by the name Vibe with Lumumba, and that YouTube channel, from maybe next week, it will be very busy because I want to start a construction that will be curbing food security, and maybe even I'll be having my homestead at the same premise. Let us go support that YouTube channel because that channel will be the one handling all the footage about the construction and everything. That being that, back to reaction video. And listen, there is a pattern that I have been observing, and today I'm not speaking from emotions, I'm speaking from observations, consistency, and the facts over time. Because when something happens once, it is a mistake. When something happens twice, it is coincidence. But when it keeps on happening, that is a pattern. And the pattern I'm seeing is simple: use, abuse, and refuse. That is what I believe Marwa himself does. Let me start talking about the pattern and let me break it slowly so that everybody can understand. Marwa brings in people close, he gives them opportunity, he puts them in the spotlight, and for a moment it looks like growth, but then something happens. That same person is blamed, discredited, or removed, and suddenly the narrative changes. This is not about one person, this is about multiple people over time, and there is where concerns come in. Let me start talking about the villa management issue. Now let us talk about something serious. Marwa owns a multi-million-dollar setup. We are talking about a villa, horses, several lands that we have seen, and international image. This is not a small project the way some people can perceive. This is something that requires professional management. So here's the question: if you have such a big investment, why will you not hire a professional manager? Why? Because instead, Marwa wants to take Daniel, who is currently a rider, and make him his manager. Person without managerial skill, person without managerial background. Let us be honest. Managing an international villa is not a joke. It involves communication with international guests. Marwa wants to travel. Daniel is left back. What will he do when international visitors come? Will he communicate with them directly? That's the biggest question Marwa should be asking himself. The manager still is involved with financial accountabilities. There are some sales made from the villa. Yeah, we have investments about the budgeting, about the expenditure, the horses, and everything. Can Daniel account, or can Daniel handle that? Look at the operations management. A lot of things are happening in the villa. Can Daniel manage those operations? Branding is required. Crisis handling is required, just in case something happens in the villa when, let's say, we have international guests, or something that is like crisis happens. Let's say something, okay, don't want to speculate about anything. Let us just say something like international visitor is there in the villa and maybe he's sick. Can he handle that? And you are telling me that Daniel, who cannot effectively communicate in English, is being positioned as a manager. Let me talk about control versus professionalism, and let me tell you the real issue. This is not about Daniel. This is about control, because when you hire a professional, you cannot control them. They come with standards, experience, expectations, and contract. But when you take someone from a lower position, look at the history. History tells us a lot. Marwa employs people with no contracts. That is what he does. Nobody has been given employment contract. No job has been stipulated in their employment letter that you're supposed to do this. what happens is that the kind of task that you meet with it in the morning, you will do what we call anguka nayo. That is basically what is happening in that villa. So when it comes to professional, you will never control professional. You can control somebody who is not a professional. You can direct them. You can replace them easily. And when things go wrong, you can blame them. But for professional, you cannot blame anybody because they know very well on how to protect themselves. And I'm telling you now, in history, and if history repeats itself, one day we will hear Daniel has done this, Daniel has failed here, and then he will be removed. We have seen that before. And let me talk about history does not lie. Let us go back. Look at the people who have been around Marwa. How many are still there with him? They're done. How many have been removed, replaced, or distanced? Several of them. Let me talk about a very good example because today I'm talking about the manager. And let me bring somebody's name here. Let us talk about Gake. Gake was not just anyone. Gake managed updates, helped with content, took care of operations, ensured everything was running. He was active, he was consistent, and he was reliable. And he even helped boost visibility through YouTube updates. You see, the way I said this is international villa. The international guests, they want to see what is really happening in that villa. Guest number one is in that villa. How is he being welcomed? How is he being received? How is he being taken care of? So that alone helps that villa becomes promoted. So the question is, why not Gake? Because a lot of people, even subscribers, have commented in Marwa's comment section, asked, why not Gake? Because Gake understands too much about that villa. Gake, even though he has no managerial skills or background about being a manager, Gake has been around for too long. And Gake, you can control Gake because that is what I know. Marwa can control Gake, but that villa being in Gake's hand is safer than being in any other hand. Let me talk about the Argentina experience and let me go international. When Marwa was with Argentina, with Rocio, who was managing things? Think about it. Guests were hosted. The likes of Trenchton grandpa, Jamaican uncle, were in that villa. Everything was functional. Everything looked organized. Content was flowing. People were being taken care of. So clearly, management is possible. And the person who was behind this was Gake. But again, what happened after? Gake was used, abused, and replaced. Let me talk about money and trust. And there is a lot of questions that will be asked there. And let me talk about something very sensitive. You know, when we talk about money, that is one of the most sensitive docket that we have to talk about. A lot of people are now asking that. Why can't Marwa put Gitiriba in managing that villa? Because Marwa came on camera and said, Gitiriba is so busy. And the question people are asking, if Gitiriba is so busy, Why are donations being directed to Gitiriba? Why? Every time any donation is being brought, Gitiriba is the one going to the bank to withdraw it and bring it to Marwa. Why? Because there is hidden agenda there, and that will be topic of another day. If you are running serious operation, why not have transparent system, proper accounting, professional structures? Instead, you involve individuals who are very close to you, again control, and people are asking, why is Gitiriba busy doing what? Because Daniel has a family too, Daniel has a responsibility too. So what exactly is criteria here? Let me talk about the dangers of this system. This system is dangerous because it creates dependency, confusions, lack of accountability, and eventually someone gets blamed. A lot of people have been blamed, even the likes of Mayuguno, even though he was not even a manager. He has been blamed. How many times? Several times. So Marwa has lost favor from a lot of people. So Daniel, if you are listening to me, and I know you'll be watching this, even if you're not watching, some of your friends will be showing you, especially the YouTubers. You need to understand something. This is bigger than a title. Let the title, you being called a manager, that is not success. If you don't have authority, knowledge, protection, one thing that you have to push is about your working protection, the labor laws. Yeah, make sure you are being given a contract stipulated there what you're supposed to be doing, and let you not be given the peanut money that we are talking about. Yeah, you are more than that. Yeah, when you want to take this task of you being a manager, you have to negotiate for good payment, good salary, and rules and regulations has to be set. Sign the contract before you get into that. Don't be called a manager verbally. We have seen how people have been chased, some of them being injured and being chased away to go, even without being given transportation, their hospital bills not being catered for. You're just told that you are fired, pack and leave. We have seen allegations of theft cases in the villa about egg thieving, I know about chicken getting lost. A lot of allegations are there, and this is what I can tell you. And let me finish with this. This is not hate. This is not about Daniel. This is not jealousy. This is observation. Mara's built something very powerful. No one is denying that. But power without structure leads to distraction. And if this pattern continues, then the cycle will repeat. Use, abuse, and refuse. At the end of the day, you'll be replaced. Daniel is not a YouTuber. Daniel is not a content creator, and I think that is the reason why Marwa had to choose him. So you're not a YouTuber, you're not a creator. How will you promote the villa? Because YouTubers, international guests will watch that villa through the YouTube video that people post. And the question is, who is next? If you see what I'm seeing, comment here. If you disagree with me, also comment here. Let's have a real conversation. Goodbye. Let us talk another time.